We're back in the lab today doing a little park science. This time we're at California Adventure to see what's possible in the last 4 hours from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. with an eye toward finding out when is the right time to park hop from Disneyland. Now here's the thing about DCA. It's not a full day park. And I think a lot of people would agree with that. I know I personally have done the entire park, every ride in the park, by lunch. Now, I've done quite a bit of research from the park, obviously, and there's one thing that I have observed, and it seems like this is more true here than it is even at Disneyland. The middle of the day is pretty much off limits. It's the most disastrous or potential for disaster. It's not an ideal time to be doing the parks. You want to be here at rope drop or at the end of the day. Obviously, we've done rope drop. Let's find out what that end of the day looks like. And again, this is more with respect towards, how it works into your day if you're trying to park hop or go back and forth between Disneyland and DCA. Now, having said that, one of the things I don't like about park hopping to DCA is the amount of time it takes. Just traveling between one park and the other. So when I'm here, when I'm at DCA, I am trying to get the most out of a little bit of time as possible so that I can spend more time at Disneyland, right? Isn't that the goal? Now, I'll be honest, we've got our work cut out for us today on this day specifically. I was hoping for a little bit more of an advent. It is packed, you guys, wildly so. I looked at the tip board just a minute ago, and the wait times are just incredibly long right now. So I'm not exactly sure how much we're going to get done. What's even wilder is when you look at the tip board for Disneyland right now, it looks like a pleasant day, like a normal, regular day at Disneyland. Which, by the way, that could be an observation that we get into, or we solve perhaps by the end of the night. Stay tuned for that because I've got some thoughts on that. But for now, let's get into a little park science. Let's look at the tip board. Let's find out our first destination for this evening. And it is 6:02, so we're already on the clock. Let's take a look at the TCA tip board. We're actually going to switch to Lightning Lane only because I feel like that should be our focus tonight. Things have not gotten better. Grizzly River Run. Oh my God! I want to try. I think it's beneficial to work our way back. So I want to choose something that's close to us right now. Like Incredicoaster doesn't seem too bad. I'm not going to do Little Mermaid. Monsters Inc. is a possibility. And Soarin's right there, but it's at 75 minutes. Now I wonder, do I have time? I don't feel like I'm on a speed run necessarily. Oh my gosh, there's Chip and Dale. Or that's, well, Dale and Chip. I don't think I'm on a proper speed run. So I could take a minute to go peek at that Soarin' queue. It says 75. It was 90 earlier today, but that's the kind of queue that I talk about doing the opposite, but it's a busy day, golly. But, is 75 a stay away queue? I don't know. Let's just go do a little quick peek. I've got to practice what I preach, right? Because I do want to do Soarin', but I feel like right now just isn't the right time. Mostly because it's really hot out, and I feel like people are using this as an escape. So I try to thread my, oh my gosh, this is so busy. Okay. 75, I haven't seen any Lightning Lane yet, which is good. There is a queue out here. It could be that they're short a screen. That's the back of the queue right there. Oh boy, that's kind of rough. Standby is not too deep. I don't know where the entrance is. Oh, they're coming out. That's not good. Hey guys. Oh no, I think I'm gonna pass. We're gonna, it was starting to go around the back side of the building. Back there, you got that plus this. We're gonna hope for a better opportunity perhaps, well, I don't know if we're going to be back down this way before the end of the night, right? Because I'm going to try to work my way to the back of the park. And the goal was to end at Mission Breakout. I'm going to save Mission Breakout to be our last attraction because of the fact that it's down an elevator, and I know it's going to be long. Right now, the queue, I think we saw the standby was like 90 minutes, 75 minutes, something like that. It was also very terrible. So maybe we do Soarin' instead of Mission Breakout. And already I'm finding myself stymied by this crowd. I want to crack this code. I want to crack this crowd tonight. On the one hand, it's like, gosh, can I make a proper video? But on the other hand, I'm like, this is the video, right? This is a a reality that we have to deal with some nights when we're here at the park, and it's just incredibly busy with no discounts anywhere. I had a thought, but I'm going to save it for a little later. Let's go see what's happening. You know what? I'm just going to get in. Mike and Sully to the rescue because we got to start somewhere. The clock is ticking, right? Cast is photobombing that family.
Part of the game.
He saw me. He got busted, or he saw that I saw him. Okay. Hollywood backlot. I wish I could find some way to make this backlot vibe work. But they just can't. Except when they call it Avatar. Okay, oh look, it's down to 30. So we may be catching this at the right moment. That says 30. It said 45 on the tip board, but already I'm disappointed by what I'm seeing. It may be too late. That's Lightning Lane. You don't like to see the folks in Lightning Lane sitting on the rails. That's bad. But it was 45 minutes not long ago, and now it's 30, which means something has worked in our favor. And that also means that the change in time hasn't had very long on the board, so people haven't not yet reacted to it. Well, it's possible, but I see a fairly decent reaction here. This is going to be a minute. Yeah, we're gonna. It's more than 30. I can already tell, but we can get lucky. But I'd be surprised if we can get this in 30. $6:24. That means we've been in this queue for 15 minutes and we're about 2/3 of the way through the exterior portion. I figure we're going to be in here another 10 minutes out here. Once you get inside, it's pretty slick, so 5 minutes inside. So there's a possibility that we get this done in 30. 6:35, and they have cleared Lightning Lane, which gets us close to the door. $6.42 through the door, $6.42. So my initial instinct was correct. That is now, what is that? 33 minutes just to get to the mixed point, to the door. We're probably gonna have another 5 minutes here. I'll see if we find the back of the queue around this corner. Oh, wow, they waited a long time to let us come in, man. Normally the queue is here at this thing. So we've got just a couple minutes, so it's going to probably wind up being about 35 minutes to our vehicle. $6.43 to our boat. They jumped me here. I jumped a little bit of the line because I'm a solo, and they filling up this seat here. But $6.43, so that's 44. So that just took us a couple minutes to get through. And 35 minutes all in.
Would like to welcome you. While you're in town, be sure to
prepare this program for a special report. A child is on the loose in Monstropolis.
My own. And it grabbed me.
Oh, we gotta get you home.
Spread out and lock it down. Get my good side. Jesus. There you left the left stamp on.
So that's leaving Monsters Inc. at 6:50. A fair effort. Now some wild stuff happened at Soarin' while we were in that queue. Went by, it was 75 minutes. And I thought that's probably gonna get worse, and it did. While we were in the queue, it went up to 90 minutes. Since then, it's dropped down to 30 minutes. And I wondered, like, maybe they were down a screen and they got that screen back? But as I exit Monsters Inc., I am now getting the picture that it might have been a parade situation. Soarin' is parade adjacent. And one problem that I'm going to have with this is that as I look at the parade that's happening now, we're looking at near the back of the parade. And by the time we get to Soarin', it'll probably be too late. The back of the parade will already have, well, the crowd, yeah, it'll probably already start feeding into Soarin'. But I think there's still maybe a chance. We're gonna go for it. It's posted right now at 35 minutes still. All right, not bad. No, we got a couple floats to go still. But where do you think all these guests are gonna go that are watching the parade right now when it's over? I mean, some of them are gonna go to Soarin', right? Certainly does feel like they already are going in that direction. Yeah. That's a lot of guests right here. You don't normally see Condor Flats this crowded right here in the walkway. Oh, I think we're looking good. My early instincts suggest this is a win. There are a few guests there. There's about 5 or 6 guests right there in Lightning Lane. As a matter of fact, I think they're posted. I think they're waiting for their time to hit. They're not even going in. Standby is definitely shorter than we left it. All this was full. And it was going across, it went all the way down to the end of the building that way. So we made the right move. I didn't like the looks of that Lightning Lane queue earlier. I didn't like the looks of where the standby queue is, all the way down there. It was going back that direction. We've got 3 switchbacks right here, and look, it's moving, which means there's nobody getting in from Lightning Lane right now. We got into the back of the queue at 6:54. Before, when I was saying it's a hot day and people like to go to Soarin' on a hot day, it's that right there. So while you're sitting here just camped out in the queue, at least you're getting misted, which I have to say, it's quite nice. It feels really good. It's not as warm today as it has been. Let me just check here real quick while we're having this conversation. It is only 76 degrees right now. And by the way, we have been in this queue for about 3 minutes and we're already almost at the door, which is incredibly good. That is fantastic. The mix is at the bottom of the ramp when we get in there, but that's still pretty good to get into the door in just a few, well, it's gonna be about 5 minutes by the time we get there, I think. 6:59 through the door, 5 minutes. That, by the way, this lane is Lightning Lane, so we can tell that we don't have a lot of competition still. Bad news when you come in here and you see this thing full, that's for sure. So we're gonna be getting food. I don't know, I have to figure out how many people they can fit in one of these theaters. Somebody tell me, I'm sure it's available on a wiki page out there somewhere, but save me the effort. Tell me how many people can fit in each theater, because I would be willing to guess that everybody in this queue in front of me can fit into one theater. Getting I get stopped right at the front of the queue before I get mixed into the next batch. So I'm gonna have to wait a few minutes here, but it's 7:06 here at the mixed point, so that's 14 minutes. 14 minutes here, and I don't ever know this approaches. I have no idea how long this ramp takes. We're gonna find out. Put that on our list on Q Science. All right, so that's 7:09. Actually, that's not technically the point where we get to the mix point here. So it's 17 minutes. Will be the. Oh my God, we're gonna get like the worst seat ever, aren't we? You know, I don't think you want to be first in, right? I mean, I might still get center, but first in puts you on the far left or the far. Oh gosh, I don't know. Well, that's another thing we're going to find out. Look at that! I got to jump through. Because I was a single. The guy at the front didn't realize it, I guess, but because I'm a single, they're going to find a spot for me, so I don't have to wait the however long it takes to cycle the guests through. So I just saved myself five minutes, maybe. So instead of first in, we're last in. Yeah. Red 2. Okay. Yeah, so instead of first in, we're last in. We're in the middle. Hallelujah. Check that. We're on the far right. That's the center. So I actually feel like this might be the worst seat in the house. Far right row of seats, and then the far right seat. It's going to be distorted. 2-hour vehicle at 7:14.
Hello and welcome to Soaring. My name is Patrick and I'll be your chief flight attendant today. We'll begin boarding in a few minutes, but first I'd like to acquaint you with some important safety information. When the doors to your flight open, please take a seat and store all carry-on items in the underseat compartment. This includes cameras, purses, hats, and of course, these little beauties. Yeah. Have a nice flight.
Tell I don't ride Soaring very often because, again, I had it backwards. I was thinking because I was the last one in that queue, in number 2, that I was going to be on the far end, but I'm actually going to be the last one in, which pushed me closer to the middle. But it was still distorted. We were on the right side, and we were still really, really distorted. Possibly excellent timing, as well as I just looked at the app, and Soaring is now posted at 120 minutes. It went from 35 to, and what did we even do it in? I can't remember now because I didn't get the chance to write it on my notes. It's 7:25 now, 7:15. I want to say that took about 20-25 minutes. They're now saying it's 120 minutes while we were in the theater. And that right there is our destination, our next stop, Cars Land, Radiator Springs Racers. Now, normally I don't like to do any kind of cheating, quote unquote, when I'm doing ride recon, park science, because I want to try to experience it. I want to try to test things as though I were a regular guest. But this Radiator Springs Racers is one attraction. It's the only attraction really where I recommend single rider to everyone. I don't make a distinction between groups or whatever, couples, etc. Everybody should and can use single rider on Radiator Springs Racer. So I don't feel like I'm going outside of my normal bounds of recommendations, as it were. We're going single rider. And that's one reason why I'm doing it now and not saving this for later. Normally I recommend when you're doing a closing routine that you save the most popular, busiest attraction for your last attraction that you get in just before park closing time, which would be Radiator Springs Racers normally. But since we're doing single rider, you can do it whenever. And we are reaching the threshold here. Radiator Springs Racers at 7:31. And on this trip, we get to bear left. What we're looking at here is lightning lane. That's very bad if you're in standby right now. But we're gonna thread through this. Head for single rider. And hope for the best, but we're just gonna take whatever. While we're getting in the queue, let's take a look at the tip board just to see where things stand. Goofy Sky School is 45 minutes. Grizzly is 25. It's getting a little cooler out. Guardians has not relented yet. It is at 80 minutes. The Credit Coaster 40, so that's gotten a little better. Little Mermaid, we'll probably skip that. Monsters is still at 45. Radiator Springs is at 90 now. Oops, sorry. There we go. And then Soarin' is now at 120, as we saw before, and Toy Story 55. So things have not yet slowed down much. And this is the back of the single rider queue, and that is not very good. So that's 7:51 to the umbrella right here, just before we mix in. Well, actually, it's not a mix; it's just crossing the street. So 7:51 to here. That's 20 minutes so far. Probably another 5 minutes in the balance of the queue up there. So it's going to be 25 minutes to our vehicle. That's pretty good. And there we go. We got ourselves a vehicle here at 7:58. 27 minutes to the vehicle. Not bad.
It's a big race, huh? It's gonna be fun. Welcome to Race Day.
Radiator Springs.
Now you will have the chance to make this the most glorious race of your life.
I think I'll help. If you want to come from behind the wheel.
So that's 8:11 done with Radiator Springs Racers, and so I think we're doing pretty good actually. I was doing a rough guess, rough sketch, and I was calling 45 minutes per attraction when I was first mapping this out earlier today and last night. But then when I saw the wait times today, we're looking at 2 hours for some attractions, 90 minutes, 65 minutes. I thought, not even that's not probably very likely. But we are on a 45-minute pace. We got a win, kind of, at Monsters, Inc. I mean, we did all right. We did 35 minutes there, but we got the big win at Soarin'. That helped a lot. So we're doing pretty good. We've got 3 attractions and 3 big attractions, well, 2 big attractions and then Monsters, Inc. But we knocked out Soarin' and Radiator Springs. And the good part is now it's a little bit after 8, and now we are going to start seeing, maybe not to the degree that I had hoped, but we are going to start seeing the crowds thin out a little bit. People are going to start, if they're not here for World of Color, then they're basically going to bounce. Or if they are still here, then they are going to go to World of Color, and that's going to consume a lot of these guests as well. So my hope is that the standby wait times start getting a little bit more enjoyable. As a matter of fact, I was doing a little math while we're in the queue, and we just need to get 2 rides in between now, 8:15, and 9:45, in an hour and a half. We need to just get 2 more rides in order to hit 6 for the night. We've done 3 so far. We get those 2 in, and then we got 1 more for sure that we can hit at 9:45 or close to 10 o'clock when it closes, depending on how the other 2 attractions do, which is pretty good considering my very first draft of this plan was what I thought was a pretty aggressive plan. I thought I could get 7 rides in. I thought I could do 7, but then when I looked at the tip board, I'm like, there's no way we're getting 7 in. But even with these, these super bad wait times, we still gotta, I feel like it's a lock that we're gonna do 6. Now, we might fudge that a bit here because one of the things that I wanna do is ride Incredicoaster while World of Color's happening, assuming everything works out. But we're too early to get in the queue for Incredicoaster right now. It's a 40-minute wait, and it'll probably be less than that. So we would actually launch too soon. So we're gonna kill some time and do another Lightning Lane attraction, Little Mermaid. It is now 8:16 and it's a virtual walk-on, if I recall after looking at the tip board, but 8:16 as we enter this queue. And I'm hoping to be out of here by about 8:35, 8:40, then get into the Incredicoaster queue by 8:45. Spend 40 minutes in that queue if we're lucky. Gosh, last time I went by there, this is actually gonna work out very badly. We're gonna miss it, I'm sure. But better to give it a shot than to not try it all, right? The reason why I think we're not gonna make it, this little side quest that we're doing, is because I feel like the queue is actually gonna get bigger. Right now it's posted at 40, but I think it's gonna get bigger. And I think we might end up waiting like closer to an hour. And if that's the case, then we're going to miss World of Color completely. We're still going to ride, but we're just going to miss World of Color. And into the queue, the interior queue at 8:18. So I was just doing some quick math in my head. World of Color's 22 minutes, right? So we have to be in our vehicle by no later than 9:20 in our Incredicoaster vehicle. No later than 9:20 to get any part of World of Color, right? We're figuring a 40-minute queue right now, so that's 8:40 to get to the back of the queue. It is 8:20 right now. We have to be out of this vehicle. We're out of Little Mermaid and on our way to Incredicoaster in about 20 minutes or less. 20 minutes or less for that.
It began when King Triton asked Sebastian to keep an eye on Ariel. Wait, no.
Under the sea, on the beach is happy. It's so sad, so true. He's sleeping. What's going on? Nuts.
I don't come to me. But anyway, that's the story of our little mermaid.
Okay, there's those guests getting ready for World of Color. We stepped out of Ariel's Undersea Adventure at 8:30. I'm going against the grain, it seems like. Lots of people queuing up, ready to go. So we're in good shape. I figure if we do wait 40 minutes exactly, we are gonna catch World of Color while on the Incredicoaster and complete our side quest. And my only concern is that the what's posted on the tip board is not representative of what's going to be happening in the actual queue, because I feel like I'm not the only one who likes to do this, who likes to catch World of Color from the Incredicoaster. Last time I walked by here, there was the biggest queue I've ever seen for Incredicoaster at 8 o'clock. It was 8 o'clock when I went up there, and it was a solid hour at that point. I don't know if that's what's going to happen tonight. Kind of stressed out about it a little bit. Okay, there's single rider. That's a lot. That's probably 30 or 40 minutes there by itself. I mean, that could be a plan B if standby is bad, and that's standby right here. This is the back of standby. It is just as I feared. This is exactly what I encountered the last time I came through here. I don't think I can get this done in 45 minutes. I just don't think so. I think that is an hour. I got in the standby queue. I couldn't do it. I was thinking about single rider, but I couldn't do it because, as I was saying at Radiator Springs, that's one thing that I recommend to everybody, single rider. But I don't recommend single rider to everybody at Incredicoaster. Not only that, but my tests of single rider at Incredicoaster were poor. It didn't go well. I waited in the queue something similar to that, and it took 30, 40 minutes. So I'm going to give up on the idea, because I said before that even if I couldn't catch World of Color, I still want to get this queue, because the goal of this wasn't the side quest. The goal was the main event, to see how many attractions I can get done via standby in the last 4 hours. So I got to stick to the plan. So I got in this queue at 9:53. Oh, I'm sorry. I got in this queue at 8:34 or 8:33, and we're expecting an hour. 9:33. We're gonna miss. We have to save off the estimated time a good 15 minutes. We have 45 minutes tops to get this right. 8:48 as we make our way into what would be a normal backup queue situation. 8:48. That means it's been 15 minutes. We've got 32 minutes left to possibly catch World of Color. And as I was waiting in the queue out there, I was going through things in my mind, and I realized that what happened here, this is one of those cases where I didn't listen to my instinct, and I listened to Disney. I listened to the tip board. I said it was 40 minutes, but I'm like, I'm kind of worried that it won't be 40. I'm kind of worried it's going to be more. But I trusted the tip board, and I got on Little Mermaid when my instinct was saying, go get in the Incredicoaster queue. 8:56, the lights just went down, and a few people groaned because, like I said, they're trying to do the same thing we are. So 8:56, showtime's in 4 minutes. It's actually moving. You can see there's good movement in the queue out there. We've been making progress. It's just such a long way to go. I don't know, if it's possible. I mean, they're always high, right? They're always high. So crossing my fingers. I got no shot. No shot. I can hear World of Color though. Sounds wonderful. Side quest failed, and we're not even close. 9:25, and we've still got this switchback, that line, up the stairs, over thing, through the gumdrop forest. So not only did we not beat 60 minutes, not only did we not get 45 minutes to get into the World of Color, but it's going to be more than an hour. It's going to be probably 75 minutes is my guess. Finally at the stairs at 9:36 p.m. It's an hour and 3 minutes just to get to this point. It's going to be close for me just to get another attraction in here before 10 p.m. I thought I was deadlocked. A deadlock. Dude, at least one more bit. I mean, well, we got to be done with this. Got to be done before 10. And I'll just go next door to Toy Story. I thought I was going to do Mission Breakout. But I'll just go next door to Toy Story. Man, Incredicoaster is ruined this evening. Not ruined. Yeah, still have a great time. And I get to ride the Incredicoaster. Through the upper part of there, up the stairs in just 3 minutes. We're at our boat at 9:39. I felt like the fastest I've ever taken it. That was intense. I mean, it's probably nothing. It's probably not any kind of difference at all, but it felt like that was incredibly faster than I'm used to. That was wild. Look at this crowd, or not. Look at how much they cleared while we were in there. In the hour plus, we were in there for an hour and 6 minutes. Ay, ay, ay. And I don't know if you saw or heard, but there were fireworks happening while we were on. It's not quite the same, not quite as amazing as seeing the World of Color, I'm sure, but fireworks nonetheless. And just as I had suggested, we're gonna make our last stop, Toy Story Midway Mania, right next door, posted at 25. And it is 9:46. I don't think there's any chance we finish this before 10. This is our last ride. Man, it's freezing in here. The temperature dropped out here big time. It is 70 degrees out now. All right, 9:53. I mean, if it were a quick ride, we might be done by 10, but this is like a 7-minute ride, right? I don't think it's gonna happen. 9:56, and we're just about to our ride vehicles. I feel like I'm conflicted. You know, like, did we win today? I don't know, man. I feel like Incredicoaster kind of killed our win. Whoa! Okay. Okay. We're just gonna spin.
I'm the animals. If you want to shoot further, aim higher.
I can never remember what I shoot on these games. I have no idea.
Oh, targets are one more.
Oh, let the string go back in after we pull.
Watch for the flying plate.
Like, I want to say my best score before was like 100,000. So maybe, no, that can't be right. I surely have done better than 100,000.
Not now, Sheriff Woody.
Howdy, Jesse. Oh no! What happened?
Hold on a moment, folks. We'll get moving again soon.
Give me that two. Give me that two. I got it. 162. So obviously my guess of about 100,000 was way off, because certainly that's, I don't know, man. It's all right. They're still cycling a few guests left on Incredicoaster as it is 10:08. Leaving Midway Mania, the park is closed, and it's time for us to head out. I said, man, I don't know. Okay, so it was Monsters, Soarin', Radiator Springs, Little Mermaid, Incredicoaster, and Toy Story. So we did get 6 attractions in, and you know what? On a normal night, maybe I don't do Incredicoaster, but I had that side quest thing. Maybe we could have done 7 attractions if we count Little Mermaid. You know, I wasn't trying it. Technically, it's a Lightning Lane attraction, but that really wasn't on my list of things to do. I wanted to hit the bigger attractions. So, I mean, I mean, 6 was good. We could do 6, and you could add 7. We should have been able to do an extra attraction if we hadn't gotten stuck on Incredicoaster. We could have gotten an extra attraction, and I think maybe. but 6 is good. We're gonna call it a break even. Room for more improvement. But I do like getting back to the original premise of this video. I do like, you know, if you're park hopping, the urge, the temptation is to start your park hop at 1 or 2 o'clock, right? I mean, you can park hop as early as 11, but like, you know, you go 1 or 2 o'clock. I don't like that. I don't like park hopping at 1 or 2 o'clock because they just turn all the lights off. Holy heck. Is that normal to just turn all the lights off? Oh, you know what it is? I forgot the second show of World of Color. I should have done Credit Coaster at got in that queue at 9:58 or whatever. Anyway, you know, you can get 6 rides in. Go, you know, rope drop to 5:30, park hop 6 to 10, and then you can actually close out your nights. That's what I'm going to do right now, actually. If you care to, Fresh Baked, join me, because we're going to have a little nightcap at Disneyland. After I'm done shooting this video, I'm going to jump the Esplanade and head to Disneyland for the last hour and a half or so. We'll have about 90 minutes in that park. I'm going to be putting that video up on our Tours Departing Daily channel. There's a link in the description if you haven't already, you know, if you don't already know about that channel. It's a side project that I do. It's just me in the park and the camera. No recon, no science, no commentary other than me waxing poetic about how much I love Disneyland. So that's what I'm going to spend the last 90 minutes over there. Might even get that pretzel that I've been thinking about for a long time. But for now, thanks for watching our show tonight. I hope you guys found this informative and useful. And if you enjoy this show, if you want to show your support, you can join our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/freshbaked. You can also follow us on Instagram at _freshbaked, on Twitter at freshbakedisney, that's fresh with no E, and on TikTok at freshbakedisney. Otherwise, thanks again for watching, everybody. We love you. Stay tuned. I'm going to put, I don't know if I'm going to have this out on time. Just be on the lookout for the video that we're going to shoot here in a few minutes over at Disneyland on our acoustic channel. And then, I don't know, check out our State of Disneyland report that we just published earlier this week and our construction report. Keep up to date on what's happening around the parks. And until next time, guys, be safe out there. Be kind to one another. Fresh Baked.